lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
What's up? Charles McCutcheon here on a Monday. How you doing today? Deep into 2018, y'all. I don't know, a lot of people don't look at it that way, but that's how I look at it. I look at it as being deep into 2018. This station, this show, this Charles's Corner, this right here, for me and everybody else, should be financial freedom. So we're taking steps, it's like pieces of a puzzle that we put together to get to what we call financial freedom. I start out with the very basics of just building a basic business. You know, and I think personally everybody should have a basic business, just a business. I don't care what type of job you have, how much money you have. Great, you know, good on you. If you get a W-2, I want you to start a business, and that's only so you can get more money back at the end of the year. I follow Warren Buffett. He's a billionaire for a reason, and he's speaking on, if we don't understand taxes or get our hands around these, then you're not going to be where you think you're going to be for the future. And so that's why I speak business ownership. I speak business ownership because of the tax codes are not set out for W-2 owners to win. It's just not that way. I mean, I can't tell you anything else. So we go through these steps of business ownership, finding the money, setting it up the right way, doing nonprofits, doing real estate. And I'm going over things that my mentors and people that actually make the real money, that's what they do. So, you know, even as far as stocks as well, having an estate planner, all that is what the rich folks do. And I'm of the mindset that success leaves clues. So that's what I do. I just follow those people, and I keep moving. My name is Charles McCutcheon. For those who don't know me, this is January. We're going to be in February real soon, and then March, and then a quarter of the new year. And we have to look at everything we did last year. And I know a lot of y'all didn't hit your goals just like myself, and it's okay. So we set new goals, and we go at the goals a different way. I'm a best-selling author. I've been featured on CNN, Fox News, and CNBC. I'm going to go get the other stations here this year. I'm going to go ahead and attack those other stations and attack some high-profile magazines and publications like the Forbes. I got to get on. I got to make some moves. Y'all don't understand. I have some stuff set up just to make some power moves, getting in touch with some people that can put me in the right place, and then I personally have to take the right action. So my baby is real estate, and I just start out with my little story. Just to be brief, I started out in the real estate industry back in the day before the bubble. And before the bubble, that's when, real estate was so good. It was amazing how good it was. On that journey, I became a loan officer. And in the loan officer world, this is what used to happen to me. Now, I have morals, and I have ethics, and I have all that. And so I get people that come in, and they're making $60,000 a year. That's their total income. Probably less than that. And I would even venture to say $40,000 a year. And as a loan officer, what I would do is make sure that they are qualified for the loan that they're about to go get. So I go out and I shop for loans with different companies so they can get a loan for a house. So they come in with $40,000 to $60,000, and they want a $350,000 home. And I used to sit there and I tell them, like, sir, I see, just because they're giving you the money, personally, you're only making $40,000. I don't see how you're going to be able to afford it. And what we were doing in the industry, of the mortgage industry, it was giving out these loans to where you paid like pennies on the dollar. You didn't pay that much money, and it ballooned in a couple years. And balloon means paying $750 a month, $800 a month for your mortgage. And then when it ballooned, next thing you know, you're paying $2,400 a month. And that's what the reality was for a lot of people. And when it ballooned, that's when the foreclosures started happening across the country, and it just went all bad. So I didn't feel the wrath, because the way I was set up, I was I had rentals and everything like that. So I kind of stopped doing the rentals, because I was going overseas, traveling and stuff due to the military. And I'm glad that happened, because had it not happened, some of my friends took some big hits and had to do some foreclosures and stuff like that. But that's just the lay of the land and how it actually works. The next thing that's going to happen for all you people out there who, in the real estate industry, the market is going to crash again. That's just how the economy works. Nobody knows when it's going to happen. And so the best way to get in there is looking at the no money down and everything like that, so you have a better understanding to keep your money your money. As far as I'm going to go through where I came up. I was asleep last night, and I came up with a great idea. And it would be a great idea because it's mine. Now, I came up with an idea last night, and I came up with the idea because a lot of people are hitting me up for business credit, trying to get funded so they don't have to use a Social Security number or their credit score, because some people may not have, as good as credit as they would like. So I came up with something that I'm going to be doing, and I just came up with it like last night. So I'm going to do a live business series. Everybody say it with me. Live business series. And all that means is I'm going to actually teach the steps to the different subjects, and I'm about to give y'all the subjects right now. One of the subjects is going to be business credit. Y'all already knew that because I already do that. So what I'm going to be doing is doing live via, I think I'm going to do it via Facebook, and I'm going to go live, and I'm going to go through like step one. We're going to start all the way at the back, at the end. And even before business credit, I'm going to go to business 101, like how to start a business, and then take people through the steps. I'm looking online right now to get some jump drives in bulk order, because I'm going to be mailing out these jump drives. And what I'm going to do is put all the documentation from assisted living information, nonprofit information, how to do your credit information, business credit. And I probably can sell this for a pretty penny. But I'm going to give it away to folks because I want y'all to have it. And I know y'all going to be able to use it because a lot of the documentation, I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to put into a jump drive. And I'm hoping they're not going to try to charge me an arm and a leg. Now, I am going to have people pay for me to ship it, and I hope that's okay. And if it's not, then, God bless you. I'm not mad at you. It is what it is. But I don't want to go into debt trying to help everybody. That's one thing you can't do. You can only help you can only do what you can do. And if somebody's not willing to even help themselves, then I'm not one to help them. Until they get ready. Some people just not ready to receive, and that's okay. They just may be ready later. So the first thing is going to be Business 101, and that's starting a business, but starting a business the right way, because as I was taught the wrong way. And I can go over a few things, but I'm not going to do it yet. But I want everybody to understand that we need to start telling the younger folks to start building their businesses the right way so they don't have to go back and do it over like a lot of us are doing right now. We're having to go back and do the business over again because we didn't set it up with the IRS the right way, 401 the right way. We didn't get a DUNS number the right way, EIN the right way, that's employment identification number. We didn't do a lot of that stuff the right way. So we're going to start all the way from scratch, and you'll at least have the steps, and you can go. The thing is, no matter what I give anybody, you're going to have to go back and do it yourself. Unless you pay somebody to do it. That's the only way it's going to be done. Either you do it or somebody else is going to do it, but that's the only way it's going to be done. So I tell people, I can give you all the information, but you don't have to get your hands dirty. You have to put your hands out there and get dirty. The other piece of the puzzle, I'm going to step into business credit, showing people how to get funded using your employment identification numbers and saving your credit score or your Social Security number. Oh, my goodness. I say that because a lot of us could have saved our businesses. A lot of us could be further along in our businesses if we had money for equipment, if we had money to expand, if we had money just to start. That would give us more legway to move forward. And less than about 10% of business owners have I call it true business credit. And let me give y'all this, because I'm a lender. From a lender's perspective, lenders will tell you they can give you business credit in a couple of days. Anybody who tells you they're going to give you business credit in a couple of days, they're not lying to you. They're telling the truth. But that's going to, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be tied to your credit score. It's going to be tied to some type of collateral. It's going to be tied to some equipment that you may have and your Social Security number. Even banks do it. So a lot of people, I got business credit. And I said, well, where'd you get it from? I got it through my bank. Oh, okay. So do you have a personal account with your bank? Oh, yeah. Okay, so what all you did was you told me that your bank, you have a personal account with them. Your bank has your Social Security number, right? Yes, they do. Come on now. I mean, you have business credit, but it's not true business credit. And we as business owners need to separate ourselves from personal and from business, true business credit. The other thing I'm going to go over is personal credit. And the thing I'm giving everybody is I've done everything that I'm giving, I've already done it. I had to go through the bumps and the bruises, and it took me some time to get, where I am now. I'm still, on my journey, and I don't think the journey ever stops. You just add things to it, and you keep moving. So back in the day, my credit score was not where it needed to be, and I had to actually get in the books and start learning how to fix it. Fixed it, then I started helping my friends, and then one of my friends was like, man, you should get paid for this. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I started charging people, then I turned it into a company. So I was doing helping people fix their personal credit. So we're going to do that. Now I can show somebody how to go up 100 points because I've already done it, and I show other people how to do it as well. And it's more of you sticking to the plan. And even with personal credit, it's either you're going to do it, somebody else is going to do it. That's about it. The thing I'm going to show people is real estate, and that's how to do the no money down deals. And I know it's a lot of big money folks out there, but I would love it if you did the no money down, and there's different ways to do it. Different states have it a little differently. Texas is a little different than a lot of other states. Arkansas has some different laws out there. But the one thing I do in each state is get a lawyer from that particular state to do the deal. So you already have the law on your side because they took the bar exam and you didn't. You don't need any licenses or anything like that to do real estate. You just have to have the right team and make sure that you have a legal team that's going to know what laws there are in your particular city, in your state. And that's how you can do real estate anywhere in the country, really. The other piece of the is a nonprofit. I'm going to be discussing that. So like I said, this is going to be a series. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be a series. This is new for me, but I teach all of this right now. I do people's nonprofits. I just did a lady's nonprofit. She's excited on what she's about to do with hers. And it's basically how to properly set up a nonprofit. And then, I tell people you got set up and how to get funded, how to get houses donated to your cause from a bank. And the biggest part is the funding for the nonprofit, and we missing out. A lot of nonprofits right now that I see, they're coming out of pocket. They're pulling the money out of pocket, and that's where they stay. And they stay there for years. And my thing is, when you starting out, you may have to start doing that. At some point in time, you're going to have to graduate. You have to graduate to say, okay, now we're getting some type of donations. We're getting grants. And I'm not talking about the $10 type, I'm talking about the real money that can help your cause, because a lot of people have a lot of great causes out here, but it's harder for them to get off the ground because they're still scraping. They're still doing little events, making little 10 or 15, 20 bucks. That's not going to move the needle to the right and get, your cause off the ground. It's not going to happen. It's just going to be harder for you. And if you have a great cause, you have a lot of different companies. Let me tell y'all this. There's no shortage of money. You have to get around those companies and those people that's willing to give to your organization. And they're out there. They're definitely out there. But it's harder to find if you're not putting your best foot forward to say, this is what I need to have. If you don't have the right paperwork to submit to these different organizations so you can get funded, that all comes into play. and you will not be able to do this by yourself. But if you go along this journey, you can start out where you're going to start, and as you go along, you can pick people up that has the same passion that you have about your nonprofit. I will tell you, nonprofits are one of the best vehicles we have out there. I can't say enough about it, and I wish everybody would look to partner with nonprofits because nonprofits do need a lot of help, and there's a lot of great ones out there. Oh my goodness! I learned how to write a book using 5 minutes a day, and it was nothing what I thought it was going to be. I flew out to California to get some book writing education from a guy who's a New York Times bestseller a couple of times over. It sold over 500 million copies of books, and I was just like, my goodness, anybody who sells 500 million of anything, I need to know about it. They just sold so many copies, it's crazy. Mr. Jack Canfield, for those who may or may not know him, famous Jack Canfield. He was a big piece of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. So I went and got some training from him, and then I went to Maryland. I went up to Maryland and got some training from Mr. Jerry Roberts. He's a 5-time international bestseller. He may be 6-time already now. I don't keep up too much with him. But I went and got training, received training from him, and they gave me so much information that believe what I was getting, and it was truly amazing and how eye-opening and how much we don't know, because most of us just sit down to write a book in its entirety, and that's just not the right thing to do. And, people have books out there all the time, and everybody can write a book. Anybody can write a book right now, put it on Amazon for free. And the thing I ask people is, what do you want that book to do, though? So anybody can have a book. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to make moves, or do you want it to collect dust? Because a lot of people are collecting dust. They're not making any money off of their books. They're not putting themselves out there to get educate people on the information that they have. A book, and this is what I've been told by so many people. I'm going to explain it to y'all why I look at it this way. A book will launch any business that you have. Will launch any business that you have. Like when I say launch, it will launch a business, not just having a business and now, a book will launch any business that you have. It's going to propel you to do certain things that you would not even believe. And to give you an example, there's levels to doing the books. So when you sell, the first level is obviously best-selling author, and then you become a best-selling author. Then you can become a Wall Street Journal best-selling author, and then you can become a New York Times best-selling author. Now, this is what I was told from Les Brown. Once you become a New York Times best-selling author, he said you can command, and he said it 2 times. He said you can command $50,000 to $75,000 to speak. And then he said, well, you're going to talk anyway. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me put this out before I go any further. My name is Charles McCutcheon. I'm at charlesmspeaks@yahoo.com. That's CHARLES, the letter M. Speaks is SPEAKS at Yahoo. If you want to reach me on any of these topics, because I do training on it and everything like that, show people how to do it. So they taught me how to write a book in 5 minutes a day. You can literally put out a book in a weekend. I've seen a book on Amazon. It was 11 pages long. 11-page book, chock full of information. The guy made over $20,000 on that one book. $20,000 on that one book. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Just what it is. $20,000 off of one book, and it was 11 pages. And you can put a book on Amazon for free. FREE, free. And the other piece of the puzzle is this. if you're going to write a book, you're going to have to get in front of somebody. And I'm speaking to this lady, and she was like, well, I'm kind of scared to talk in front of people. I said, if they was giving you $5,000, would you do it? She was like, yeah. I said, well, you just never know. You never know, and how you set everything up to actually put yourself out there so you can get a speaking engagement so you can get paid to speak. Why would you not want to if it's something that you're already going to do, because you put your book out there, you market it the right way, and then people saying, hey, can you come talk to us about your book at this location? I get calls all the time. I got one the other day. I'm about to go speak to a women's group about, not about a book, though. I'm going to go speak to the women's group on money or finance. They want me to talk finance. But am I going to have my book with me? Am I going to sell it from the stage like Mr. Les Brown taught me to do? Am I going to directly tell them to buy my book? No, I don't have to, because Mr. Les Brown taught me how to sell from the stage without selling. Stop playing. Nobody likes to be sold. The thing I do, and I pride myself on, is going to go get the right information from the right people and taking the right action. All we have to do with the information, a lot of people are getting the wrong information. The wrong information. And I'm going to go back to business credit, because I see this a lot. I put out business credit, and I do it all the time because I know we need it. But then I see people try to come behind me, and I think they want to say, well, I know more than he does. Why don't you look at this document right here, this 2-page document, and you can get business credit. It's easy. And I one lady, well, you can't get business credit. It doesn't exist. Well, my lawyer said we can't get business credit. Okay, well, follow your lawyer's information then. You know, it is what it is. It's just information to me. But, you know, if he tells you you shouldn't do it, then follow your legal advice, because I'm not giving any legal advice. I'm just telling you what I know, and I'm telling you what I know from a position of strength, and I'm telling you what I know as being a lender as well. So, you know, you listen to whoever, and I will tell you like this, even in the real estate world, every CPA is not created equal, and every lawyer in the real estate world is not created equal. Take that how you want to take it. It's like I say, it's just mainly more, it's just information to me. The next thing, as far as on the book writing piece, we're going to go through the steps and set it up. But once you set up your book, you have to get your speaker sheet set up. You need a media kit set up. You need to get it's a whole setup. It's not just writing a book, and that's where people get lost. And I'm like, it's about, I was given about 90 days of things that you need to do before, during, and after your book is out there. They showed me how to make $54,000 on my book before it's even printed. And I asked people, I had one guy, I'm teaching him how to get, how to do this book, and he just wants to go. He's like, I'm finished, I'm done. I just need an editor, and I'm about to, promote this book. And I said, I get it. And I said, well, who's sponsoring it? Nobody. I said, okay, well, that's cool. Well, you got to pay for an editor and all that. He said, yeah, I know all that. I said, well, okay, great. I said, do you want to make any money from your book, or do you want to pay for it out of pocket? I mean, that's definitely up to you. If you want to pay for it out of pocket, by all means. I'm not going to push you to make any money from the book if you don't want to. He was like, well, I do, but I kind of want to get it out. And I said, well, by all means, get it out. I'm not mad at you. But if I can show you how to make, even if it's $30-something thousand from your book before you even printed it, is that okay? And he was just like, well, yeah, that's okay. But he was so pressed on getting his book out, but he didn't want to follow the script. And I tell people the information I give out, and I guess some people feel a certain way, the information that I give out, I'm not giving out information just to be giving it out. I'm giving out information from people that have already done what we're all aspiring to do, whether it's writing the book, doing real estate, getting your personal credit to the level that you want it to for your nonprofit to speaking. I put out information from all these people. And so a lot of people, I guess they're looking at it like it's coming from me. It's coming from me, but it's from the greats, the people that we see. And let me go back to this book writing thing. This is what I want y'all to really look at and think about. So I know some of y'all that's listening right now, y'all go to seminars and stuff just like myself. Y'all look up to a lot of these people just like myself. My thing is this. The people that you're looking up to and making moves and they're in your industry or your business or things like that, and you can learn from them, let me ask you this. Do they have a book? Do they have a book? If the answer is yes, if your mentors and everything like that, people that like really, really made it, like I'm talking, some people can really make it, but then you got those people like Anthony Robbins and, mentoring Oprah and dignitaries and ambassadors and stuff like that really, really, really made it. Do they have a book? And if they have a book, what I was told, why don't you have a book? Because if we're really following successful people, to be successful, you're going to have to do what successful people do. So if you want to follow Dr. Eric Thomas, he says he gets up at like 3 in the morning. Are you getting up at 3 in the morning? If you really want to follow, and I tell people that all the time, people say, I want to do what you do. And I just tell them to be simple. To do what I do, you're going to have to do what I do. So if I give you 5 steps, you can't do 3 and think you're going to be okay. It's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. I can only give you everything that I've done. And I tell people that I mentor that right now, I can give you everything that I've done up to this point. After that, you're going to have to find somebody else that can take you the rest of the way. I have a lot of information. I go to a lot of events. I write a lot of information down. I proactively work on my craft to get better. I don't care if it's real estate and nonprofits, writing books, the whole nine. I'm out there learning more and more and more so I can perfect my craft. That's what I do. And I say, to do what I do, you're going to have to do what I do, period. So paid speaking gigs. Tell y'all what I was told by Les Brown. He said they're looking for more women speakers. There's not a lot of women speakers. Like on the big stage, like, some people get paid $20,000, $30,000. Where are they? Where are y'all at? Where the women at? Talk to me. There's writing books. And I saw one lady, she had like 13 books. I was like, good gracious. But they were collecting dust. So I'm just like, well, what are you really doing, King Books? And you're not making any leeway, any legway. It's like, okay, you have to change something up. I would almost go to a point to where you have to stop writing and start marketing effectively. Stop writing and start marketing effectively so you can what I see a lot of people doing, a lot of people are using their own funds, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to invest in yourself. I'm a big opponent of that. As much as I travel and see all these different people out here for all these different programs, you definitely pay. But at some point you have to turn a profit. If you're doing, if you're taking the right steps, you have to figure out where your profit is going to be. And so I'm a big numbers guy. And so that's what I do. I look for the profit. Not the profit, but the profit. And I run numbers to figure out, okay, if I do this, this, and this, and I do a thing called reverse engineer. So I look at how much my book is worth. I'm just going to look at books for a second because I was just talking about that lady who has 13 books, and she was telling me she's writing another one. So I look at how much my book is going to be worth, how much time I got to put into it, and how much I can sell it for, and when I'm supposed to break even, and how many do I need to sell to, in a sense, break even. Because it's no fun to keep losing. And I know, as a business owner, you can lose X number of dollars before you start to get, but you can't lose year after year. I mean, you got to figure out a time where you say, okay, during this time, I'm doing the marketing efforts, and that's one thing I'm going to bring up as well. But during this time, I'm going to break even because I'm going to sell X number of books. I got to sell, and this is how I do it. And this is what I do for almost everything. And I tell people to do this as well. Two things I give people, time and money. So for time, I have people really look at where they are. Like, what are you doing in your life, like, every day? Like, from like now, from 6 to 7, and I used to do mine in 30-minute increments. From 6:30 to 7, what did I do? From 7 to 7:30, what did I do? And then I found a lot of holes in my day, and I used that time effectively to make moves. I found about 4 hours of dead time. So I used that time and made moves with that. And then the other thing is the money part. So I say, okay, this month I want to make, let's just say $10,000. So if you want to make $10,000 this month, I break up 4 weeks. So that's about a little bit over $3,000 per. Well, probably right at less than $3,000, $2,500 per week, and then break that week down. You know, you got to break the week down into days, 7 and 2,500, and so you got to start looking at. I start looking at what I can make daily. You know, how much money can I bring in daily, and what type of items do I have that can bring in that type of money? And I was taught by a lady named Laurel Langmeyer. She's a multimillionaire. She's on the Forbes list. You can look her up. And she broke it down to say you need some smaller items. And when you say items, something that you can sell that's like $10. Something that you can give away for free for one. Something that's like $10. Something that's like $100. Something that's like 500, 1,000, 10,000. And that's how you have to go through, you know, and make it happen for you. So you can look at the different products and services and say, okay, I need to sell this many of that many of this, so I can get to my goal of $10,000 a month if that's what you're looking for. So you reverse engineer. The other thing I'm going to speak on is federal contracts. It's like how to get set up to sell to the government, because the government buys everything, and they buy in bulk. And they buy on the contracts, and it's you know, they can be buying from you for a couple of years in your business, whatever it is you're selling. They can buy that product or that service. So that's one thing that a lot of us don't get into, and I say we don't get into it because I have the numbers. The numbers state we are leaving money on the table. So it's not like if people say, well, we're not getting the funding. We're not getting the funding. We're getting the funding. People are not putting their name in the hat to receive. That's the bigger thing. That's what it comes down to. People are not putting their name in a hat to receive. And so there's millions left on the table. It's just crazy how much money we leave on the table. There's outside of federal contracts, there's grants out. And I'm going to speak on grants too, and from the nonprofit world, there's a lot of grants we have access to. I know there's grants for people who have child care centers. There's grants for, of course, the nonprofit. There's small grants. There's bigger grants, like in the millions. And it's just so much out there that we're not tapping into it and getting – people want all the information laid out without doing any type of homework. One guy got mad at me because I wasn't giving him – like, I can't sit here on the phone or text you on Facebook and inbox you and put everything you need to know about getting a federal contract. Not going to happen. So he got mad at me, and I said, well, sir, the same thing I did to do federal contracts is you can do the same thing. I want you to go get dirty. Go get your hands dirty. Go get in there and learn. And that's how you can get it. And then you'll never have to wait on anybody. The sad part is a lot of people want it hand-given and just like, here, take it. That's what everybody wants. Everybody just wants it hand-given. Just take it. Okay, you're done. The next thing I'm going to talk about is marketing, and basically I'm going to talk about how to market effectively. not just market, but market effectively. There's nobody in business that's going to escape marketing effectively and needing funding. None of us. We're all in the same boat. And I'm explaining that to people to say, I figured it out. I took 6 months of my time to understand how to get a business credit. Now, that took me about a year. And I took 6 months of my time to understand marketing. So I've been doing all this stuff for years. And it's like, it's still trying to come together, because it's so all over the place. And it's like, man, we gotta know a lot of stuff, in business. We have to know a lot. But to know a lot, when you learn it, the best thing to do is extend a hand and give it to those that want it. Again, I'm about to close this out. My name is Charles McCutcheon. I'm at charlesmannspeaks@yahoo.com. The different things I do is show people how to market, federal contracts, speaking, how to get paid, speaking gigs, book writing, nonprofits, real estate, personal credit, business credit, and how to set up a business like from nothing, out of thin air. I can even show you affiliate marketing because it's out there for the taking, but a lot of us don't take it. So that's my words. I hope that everybody got something out of this. I'm actually going to do a live video, and I'm going to actually run through some stuff because I'm going to get a location and start going through this. But it's going to be live as well. But I'm going to be on location. I got to get the library or some other location that's going to allow me to get the venue. And maybe every week or so I go in there and just make it happen. And that's the best way to do it, walking people through. And you get up and you make moves and, you get through, and now you can show somebody else once you learn. And that's what I'm saying. So this right here, what you're listening to, is Elation Radio. And I'm Charles McCutcheon. I know Ms. Kimmy Robinson actually got me on this station, and I do want to thank her. And I know Elation TV is coming. She does have Elation magazine, and it's based out of Missouri. So my information, I'm all over social media. Just look up Charles McCutcheon and reach out if you want to. Pass along some information. Pass along Elation Radio, because we have so many different dynamic people that come on here and give information. So what I want to do, I want to pray us out. But before that, I want to say thank you for everybody getting on. And Father God, thank you for allowing everybody to receive the information, allowing me to bless the people with what I have and the knowledge I have. And I want to say, look out for those people who are going through the struggle, because everyone is working to get to that place. And I just want to say I'm thankful. And I just want to say thank you. And God bless everybody. Y'all have a blessed night. Take it easy.
I'm just an ordinary person, living life on the edge of expectation. to do what you say.